We all thought technology will solve the problem. No, technology will help you solve the problem, but you still got to identify the problem yourself. You still got to build the relationship with the consumer yourself.
I'm here with Shibashish Roy, Deputy CEO of Croma. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Leandro. Pleasure to be here.
So tell us a little bit about Croma. I think you just celebrated the 500th store. That's incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We started our business in 2006. We are an omnichannel electronics retailer in India. We are now present in almost all the parts of the country, and we are quite proud to serve the Indian consumer.
Wow, well, again, congratulations. Tell us a little bit about, I'm assuming your customer is very important to you. How's the journey been of understanding more about your customer?
When we started, the Indian consumer was looking for a lot of help because we were the only source of information. If you want to buy a TV, want to buy a mobile phone, you have to come into the store, and then you want to have a conversation to understand what should I buy. And this was 2006. But so much has changed since then. They are coming to the store for a very different purpose. They are coming to validate what they have read. They don't want to be preached to, if you can understand.
Yes.
They just want to have a conversation. And that has made us change. Also, the adoption of electronics in India has just shot through the roof. But really, the phenomenal adoption and self-learning journey that the consumer is on is just amazing.
What's interesting is that your stores are actually helping fuel the change because you're
Yes.
selling the technology that's changing the behavior. So
Absolutely.
you're part of that cycle.
Absolutely.
You're saying the customer is coming in more knowledgeable than ever before. And so I'm assuming, and you mentioned omnichannel, they're researching online. They're also coming to you after the sale across these channels for customer service. Tell us a little bit how you deal with all of that.
Today, when we are looking at the consumer, we know that the consumer has researched online. So for the longest period of time, our website used to be more focused on information for the consumer. We have now enhanced it, and now it is one of the best in class, I would say, in terms of commerce as well. The second big piece which we have invested in is our own blog. It is called Croma Unboxed. We are trying to be what probably a Wired is in US, being the source of information. And we do know consumers will read and maybe they'll go and shop with somebody else, but it's fine. So it's been a very interesting journey where we now spend as much time engaging with you while you are outside the shop. Other piece, Leandro, what is very interesting about India is electronic shopping, even if it's a mobile phone, is a family affair.
Oh, wow.
People
Okay.
love coming
They come in droves.
come in droves. Today, India, as you will know, has adopted internet and e-commerce like anything.
Yes.
So even from primarily brick and mortar stores like ours, they're still expecting the same level of agility, but they want to have the human touch. So that's how we are looking at it.
I can relate to the family fair. I think my family definitely comes with me to encourage the bigger TV. I've held back for now, but I can see that coming. Obviously, you also help customers after the purchase, right? So tell us a little bit, how do you think about that and the technology you might use to assist in that?
For us, it's a big part of the journey actually starts after the sales is done. So now that I have bought the TV, can you help me install in the right place?
Right.
Should I mount it on the wall? So we have invested a lot in this part of the journey where we truly say that if you have bought anything from us, even 5 years later, can come to us and we'll be with you, even negotiating
Wow.
with the brand to make sure things get done. You have to understand there are multiple ecosystems now at play. I have to have a way to inform the brand what is the problem. The brand in turn has a service center who needs to be informed. Then there is a consumer who needs to be informed. Then my store needs to be informed. Now, these are multiple ecosystems. Each of them has their own technology landscape. And having a platform like Salesforce, which is so flexible and can talk to multiple places, can help us hold the customer service true. So that's how technology plays such a big role for us, because it's a very simple promise to make, but a very difficult one to keep.
Yes.
Because there's just so many players out there.
The role of technology, and I guess behind all of that is what you're really talking about is data, right?
Absolutely.
How do you get the data in the right stakeholders' hands? Because, many times organizations, the customer service data is not connected to the sales data or the brands.
So we have had our journey over the last 2 to 3 years on data, and we went initially very expansive. We said, let's get all the data in one place. And as we started doing on the journey, just the complexity of
difficult.
managing it,
Yes.
stitching it together, getting value out of it? All of those questions started staring us right in the face. But when then we took a step back and said, okay, what is the problem we are solving? And all problems will be solved only one by one. There is no problems which can be solved in parallel. The Salesforce platform has helped us just stitch together that if a customer asks a question, what is the information they really want then and there? And what is the information they are willing to wait? If they are, say, asking for an invoice, they want it here and now. But if they
Yes.
are asking, what other models do you have to serve me? Then I can probably have a time to research and go back to them. So that's how we are playing our data journey. Identify use cases, define benefits, and then see what is the technology layer needed to.
No, I love that, and and it's good to share that it didn't all work at the beginning, and now you've thought about it because it's true, right? It is a journey, but you're very modest. I think you've increased your NPS by 7%,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, and double-digit drop in call hold times, right? Which is
Yes.
that very important. You don't want to waste your customers' time, right? They want to
Absolutely.
see you as that trusted advisor. So you've mentioned many changes along the way from launching the blog and the thought leadership. And how do you, I guess, instill that culture of innovation at your company? Because that's all new ideas.
We have taken an approach where we have started reacting to suggestions and questions very differently. So if somebody comes up to at least me with the idea, I don't ask them what is the idea. I say, yes, we'll do it. But so everybody who enters my room now thinking of idea, they know the answer is going to be yes. And then I'll ask them, but okay, how are you planning to do it? So,
Fascinating.
so we are, at least my approach has been straight away ask them, how will you execute it? So they are now very confident that the idea is not going to be questioned. What I want to see is the rigor. How will you get this done? And then I think once the ownership moves there,
Yes.
then they just want to get it done because they are passionate about the consumer. They're excited. They want to see the idea come to life. I think that's the approach, at least we have been taking, that encourage people to follow rigor in execution.
Yes.
And that automatically inculcates a sense of innovation.
Accountability is a big deal, right? Because I
Yes.
think when someone's empowered, they want to see it through, right?
Absolutely.
I think you said it was a treasure of ideas. I love that. I'm assuming one of those probably recently, given all the talk has been around AI.
Yes.
Has someone brought up, how you might be using AI to generate content or to interact with your customers? How are you thinking about this space?
We see AI having deep impact in three areas. One is the core backend processes, which is supply chain, merchandising. It enables faster decision making. It enables faster training. It enables us to move with deep amount of agility. The second big area is around creating new experiences for the consumer. If you have a smart device, then can I preempt the fact that you may be needing a replacement, and all of this should happen with automation and knowing the conditions in your city. The third area, which I am personally most excited about, is what can we do to customer relationships? One of the pieces which I keep telling my team is, can we think of an environment where we go back to the 60s experience, which is around when you entered a shop, the person knew your name, he knew your family, he knew what you do, he knew what kind of things you have bought in the past, and hence what should you look for now. So that kind of personalized experience in today's day and age where there is so much information and your expectation as a consumer has gone through the roof. So what we like to call it is human empathy powered by AI. So where you want me to know you want me to empathize with your needs. But today, the best way I can deliver that to you is using AI to give me the insights when I'm talking to you. Otherwise, it's impossible to have so much information thought.
I love that. And my team has heard me actually use a similar example of going back to the shop front, right? And it's true, I guess, with all this technology, it's made it harder actually to get through to the individual. And you're right. I think AI will allow us to get back to that human relationship. And I love that, human empathy powered by AI. I'll try not to steal that. It's very good. Look, as you know, we've got an audience here of CEOs, CXOs. You're already on this journey, whether you've brought the data, the innovation, some of these concepts around AI. How can they get started? What advice would you give to them?
I think of yourself as the consumer. That changes everything. When, say, the marketing team comes up with a new campaign or a new idea, I ask them, would you smile seeing that? You may not be passionate about the category, and I completely get it. But if you put yourself in the middle, if you put the consumer in the middle, I think you start empathizing with it. Somewhere, I think down the path we all thought technology will solve the problem. No, technology will help you solve the problem, but you still got to identify the problem yourself. You still got to build the relationship with the consumer yourself. And I think as long as we keep the consumer in the center and every idea is centered on the fact that does this make a difference to the consumer, or is it just that we will feel good about it? I think that's a hard one to go by, because sometimes I've had to kill my own ideas. I say, no, I'll have fun, but I don't think anybody else is going to have fun.
Well, look, I think we share a lot of values there. We call it putting the customer in the center, and clearly it's working for you. So hopefully next time we chat, you go to the 1,000th store or even beyond. So I look forward to connecting with you on your next milestone.
Perfect. Thank you, Leandro.
Thank you so much for joining us.